and welcome to the Book Bunch. My name is Sam. It is so great to have you guys for another video. This one will hopefully be a little bit shorter than normal because I'm just going to do a single book review this time instead of trying to cram a bunch into the one video. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this one as well. There's probably going to be some noise in the background because my husband is very kindly watching our baby while I quickly film this one for you guys and get it all up on the channel because I wasn't as organized this week as I should have been, which is my bad. But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Today we are going to be talking about The Host, which I've never read any Stephenie Meyer before. She obviously wrote Twilight. I was never part of that movement, I'll call it, because I was a little younger when the first one came out. I was in like grade 5. And I do remember the other girls from school really getting into it, but vampires just wasn't my thing, so I did not. But I heard a few of you other booktubers recommend The Host because it is science fiction, and as you guys know, science fiction is my jam. So I thought I would pick it up and give a read. I was very pleasantly surprised, but I mostly wanted to read it because the synopsis that I've heard from various other reviews and stuff have all described it in such a way that it just sounds like an episode of Stargate, or SG1 as it's known. So I wanted to do a little comparison of if Stephenie just saw Stargate maybe and ran with the idea or what, but yes, we'll see. So The Host is about this girl who, she's like early 20s, I think, something like that when this is set, maybe very late teens, I can't quite remember, because in her memory she's like 17, but that was obviously a few years prior to this happening, so I think she's like maybe 19 or something when this happens. But she has been taken over by an alien entity, and the aliens in question are these little silver worm type things, very similar to a parasite in the fact that they can only survive if they are in a host, and if they spend too long outside of a host then they die. And they're these like little silver looking worm things that are about this big, and they have all these little like feathery tentacle type appendages or antenna type things that they use to connect themselves to all like the nerves and things in your neck and your brain, and that's kind of how they take over your body. They insert themselves in there and then they basically wipe your personality, take over your consciousness, and then that becomes who you are, I guess, is this alien instead. And they go to these planets that they've conquered, because this isn't the first planet that they've conquered, and they do the same thing everywhere that they go because they believe that they are going to be better for the planet than the beings that are already there. Sometimes when they go to a planet, the sentient beings agree to it, and other times they don't. They just take over, and in the case of Earth, they just took over. And the remaining humans aren't too happy about that, as you could imagine, because they're being hunted and they just want these aliens to go away and have their friends and family back. So yes, any survivors are being hunted down to be turned into hosts. And we follow this one alien called Wanderer, and she gets put into a body that does not want to relinquish control, which isn't common. It is like a rare side effect of them trying to take over humans, because humans seem to have a stronger consciousness than other hosts they've encountered in the past. And the girl that originally inhabited the body, Melanie, will not leave, and it is the journey between Melanie and Wanderer and how they control the body and how that changes the people involved, both the alien and the human. And yeah, it was very good. I actually would probably give it a 5 out of 5. When I first started reading it, I was like, oh yeah, this is maybe like a 4.5. Like, it didn't, at the beginning, I didn't think it would make it to a 5 out of 5, but it was just consistently good, and the ending was really good. And so I think it's a 5 out of 5. Like, it's so good. um and her writing was actually really good. I thought maybe her writing wouldn't be all that flash, because sometimes, like, when a young adult writer gets hyped, especially like in the Twilight situation, their writing isn't all that great. But I think because she wrote this after all of her other books, she is more familiar with writing, and so it comes across really well done. I did, yeah, definitely thoroughly enjoy it. So the question is this like Stargate? Is this a rip-off Stargate? Because in Stargate, or SG1, the main villain is called the Goa'uld, and they are these parasitic worm things that go from planet to planet, conquering the planets, with little regard to the beings that they are taking over. A lot of the time, they enslave them and do various other things because they think they are superior, and they are these little like worm things that go and lodge themselves in the neck and like attach themselves to the brain, and if they feel threatened, they kill the host, which is very similar to what happens in this. um, and they also have the indication to tell if someone's been taken over, apart from a personality change, is their eyes will like occasionally like shine, um, to show that like the Goa'uld is talking and in control. And in this, they shine a light on the people's faces to tell if they have an alien or not, because their eyes are reflective and have like light refracting and stuff going on. So it sounds really similar. And it is in some aspects, like the idea of this alien is very similar, but that is actually where I feel like the similarities almost stop, only because this is like from the viewpoint of aliens that aren't harmful, like they're not a violent alien race. Yes, they're taking over these bodies, but they don't see that as causing harm, because it's for like the greater good kind of thing. And they aren't violent, like they don't attack each other, they don't use weapons when they take over a planet, they don't wage a war, they just slowly like inhabit these beings. um and they like don't use, yeah, any weapons at all, and they're kind of opposed to violence, which is why they feel the need to take over a lot of these planets, is because they see how violent the beings that are on the planet are, and how they're mistreating each other in the earth, and they go, well, we could do that better, and so they take over. Whereas the Goa'uld are just evil. They are super evil, and their only goal is to take over for destruction, and they cause more destruction and violence and everything. So there's the difference in that regard. But the other difference as well, well, the only thing that I could say that this could be inspired by is in Stargate, there are these small group of rebel Goa'ulds, and I want to say they're called like the Torah or something. Something like that is what the group name is called. But they're like a rebel group of these Goa'uld who want to um, possess people's bodies, but it has to be voluntary, and they keep the consciousness alive so that they can like um, both have control at different times, and they kind of work together, because obviously the Goa'uld need host bodies or they'll die. um, so they need these hosts, but they don't want to, like, they see how cruel it is to just take over and control and whatever. So yeah, this like rebel group is very similar to this, because Wanderer is kind of like a rebel alien in this situation, and she doesn't want to get rid of her host voice, and she wants to restore her host and make sure that it's a joint situation. So I don't even know if Stephanie's even seen Stargate, but if she has, I could see that being an inspiration. But I definitely don't think she's copied it or anything like that. There is a lot of differences. It's just if you read the synopsis, you would think definitely. But yeah, my conclusion is there are some very strong similarities. It definitely seems inspired by, but I wouldn't say that it's by any means a rip-off or anything. You could even maybe stretch it and be like, it's a retelling, but I don't even think it's that similar to even be considered in that realm. So, yes, that is The Host by Stephanie Meyer. I definitely do recommend it. It is a great sci-fi. If she has written any other sci-fi, I definitely think I will pick them up. I really don't know what she's written apart from Twilight because I've never read her stuff before, but I'll definitely look into it. If you know of any books similar to this, aliens taking over people, that kind of thing, any kind of sci-fi recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say because I love sci-fi. It's my favorite genre. So when I can find good ones that are clean, it's always good because this is clean as well. I forgot to mention that. The like steamiest thing is just them kissing, but yeah, it is clean, which I was also pleasantly surprised about. So that is The Host. I hope you guys enjoyed this mini review on the channel. I know it's a bit abnormal for me, but every now and again I'll probably do a mini review just to keep more content coming at you guys and hopefully not clogging up the video chain too much. But I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!